I'm always getting fucked. Boy, if that got caught, that's gonna be kinda wild. Looks like we're up. Looks like we're functional. Is the audio functional? Sounds like it. Okay. So, mission's 15 to the end. This, I don't know, probably take an hour, hour and a half. This is probably, I would guess this is gonna be the shortest one. Just because most of these remaining missions are just boss fights. It's really 2 complete missions. Mission 18, I'd say describing it as a full mission is a strong description. Yeah, I'll just leave it as Bury the Light. It's only one more mission that character song plays. And that would be this one, because 16 and 18 just play Clifot music, and the rest of them are bosses. This mission's not that hard. Next mission might be rough just because Cerberus is a pretty tough boss. I don't remember setting my you know, it's because I didn't use any in mission 14, you know? Those should be fine. Interesting thing about this mission is that it's basically a series of splits where you could go down one of 2 paths, and they have different enemy formations depending on which you go. This first split doesn't really matter because it's like a platforming challenge and then like 3 enemies at the end. Second split is more interesting, and I'll talk about it when I get there. Just because I don't want to get hit by a spike when I'm bad at games. It's time to abuse air taunt. If you fall down, you actually have to fight stuff, but you can just do that pretty handily. Even like on a first playthrough, since you don't get triple jump until after a first playthrough. Air taunt enables some cheese.
Let's get airborne. Riding high. Let's get airborne. Riding high. Let's get airborne.
I'm not missing much here. All right, then the first actual fight is just gonna be 2 Chaoses and a Losekia, so nothing too notable. Is that Losekia just gonna... no. Never mind, yeah, it is just gonna die from the Gerbera. Well, I'll take it. I can wait. Alright, there we go. Not even gonna bother stopping by the divinity statue. I still have 7 arms. Although, you know, either way I go, I actually am gonna want Buster arms. So maybe I should. Yeah, I will. Just to grab a few Buster arms. Because either way you go down this path, you're gonna end up fighting 2, like, mini-boss enemies at the same time. One route takes you to 2 behemoths, the other takes you to 2 Queen Impuses. It's basically just what's before them that's worth noting. And the left path is basically free, because it's a bunch of Scudo Angelos that you could literally just walk past. And then I actually haven't done the right path in forever, so I'm actually gonna do that for variety's sake. I just remember that you fight a bunch of bats in the room with the Impuses before the Impuses Queens, but I don't remember what's before that. So yeah, we're gonna take the right path. I didn't even know the left path existed until like my 3rd playthrough. Because it's just down that pit. Oh yeah, right, there's a Fury here. I'm not gonna fight him. So yep. Yeah, no, I remember. It's a bunch of like individual enemies so you can run past, and then it's the room with a bunch. Next up it's gonna be 2 Baphomets in this room, which, once again, you don't really need to fight. You get deposited at a different spot depending on which hole you go down, and that's the one that's most efficient. I want to say there's actually a Fury that spawns if you go down one. Oh, hey! Alright, good fight.
Let's get airborne.
There, this is the room with a bunch of bats and the queens.
Riding high.
And the right route probably is easier, just because I feel like I always have I can't speak English. I usually have an easier time handling behemoths than I do Queen and Pusis to begin with. And then on top of that, the Scudo Angelos, you can't ignore them, and even if you choose to fight them, you're fighting like at most 2 at a time, because of the way they're set up. Alright. I forgot just how many bats were in this room. Yeah, I remembered that a big bat spawned, just a matter of when. And then I want to say you actually fight a couple of normal Impulses before the queens spawn, which normal Impulses are as much of cannon fodder as you can get, so they're no threat. The last section of this mission, there's actually not a split, it's forced encounters, and it's probably the hardest encounter of the mission, considering it's the 3 hells, which is a pretty common enemy setup, but Judecas are annoying as hell, so it ends up being kind of tough. Although before that there is an optional Lusakia, and I think... What are the other enemies in that room? Are they riots? Oh no, it's some like low tier enemy that there's 2 of in that room too, but you can just run past them if you want. I won't, but certainly could. Alright. Do the queens spawn immediately? They sure do. Hey, bro. Looks like there's a bit of a stagger between them. The 2 behemoths spawn at once, but they are also the only enemies in that fight. I think on the lower difficulties is where there's Impulses, that's what it is Devil Hunter and Human. I'll say that as if I know. I assume it's the same on Devil Hunter and Human. I actually haven't finished my Human playthrough. And I'm probably never going to, just because that's kind of funny to have. Be the 2 achievements I don't have are for beating the game on Human and for getting every S rank. Where'd you go? Okay. Because, like hell, I'm S ranking hell and hell. That just ain't happening. Alright, take a little bit more to take care of him. I can just bomb the shit out of him. There we go. I'm actually not going to grab more breakers before the last rooms. I'll just use this other Buster Arm. No, it's too much effort to get a Sweet Surrender. I'm just going to go. If I die because of this, that is going to be funny, but I doubt it. Is it Impulses? Is it Riots? It's Antinoras. Both guesses were wrong. Okay. Yeah, this game, like I was kind of referring to them as low tiers. This game, if you go off of the Bloody Palace, this game actually does divide its enemies into 3 tiers. It's not like explicitly stated anywhere, but judging by the last 3 floors of the Bloody Palace, 95 has you fighting what would be considered low tier enemies, which is like, well, Impulses, Riots, Scudos, I think Kainas. I think Antinoras are considered mid-tier, actually. And like the small bats. Mid-tier is Chaoses, Antinoras, Behemoths, I think. What else is there? Big bats, I think, are counted as mid-tier. There's probably a couple others that I'm just completely blanking on. Death Scissors are considered low tier. And then the last one is high tier enemies, which is all like the mini-boss enemies, like Protos, Behemoths, Queen Impulses, Lusakias, and Furies. There's some more enemies up there, but I'm not really going to go out of my way for that. Like a week ago now, I was doing the Bloody Palace as Dante, for the hell of it, and I had a weird glitch that I'm guessing has to do with the LDK mod, where on those floors, you're supposed to normally fight the enemies kind of staggered out. You're gonna go in the air, dude? No? Okay. Alright, that's that. But yeah, normally you fight them staggered out. You fight four enemies at a time in the low tier floor, 3 at a time in mid tier, and 2 at a time in the high tier floor. But they all spawned at once, which, if I didn't have Sin Devil Trigger completely ready by then, would have been a huge issue. But instead, just hit him with the old Judgment. And I probably would have died there if I had played it as Nero, just as he doesn't quite have any, like... Nero's quote-unquote ultimate move is Showdown, which is a shitload harder to land than Judgment or Judgment Cut End. So, he's distinctly lacking in those kinds of moves, which I'm personally fine with. Showdown's cool, but it is not very practical comparatively to some other moves. Should be another statue. It's down here, I think. But then, actually, that's the last fight of the mission. Now it's time for the boss. I've heard some people say that like Malphus is rough, and I could totally see why. She has a phase where she is a actual pain in the ass, so she hits like a trunk, and she's remarkably difficult to avoid there. But I've never died to Malphus. It's a pretty decent boss, but definitely not one of the best. Actually, I'm just gonna bring one. I'll bring a Gerbera. Do just the one Buster Arm. Yeah, it's fine.
Feel a demon nearby. Get in my way and I'll crush you.
Oh, I was about to make a comment about how cutscenes are playing, and then I realized I forgot to turn Divergence on. So we're gonna do that at a questionable time. Yeah, that would be kind of awkward if we got to next mission and it just put me in as Dante. Alright, there we go. That's on now. Alright. Malphus does teleport a lot, but she still doesn't teleport as much as Judecas do, so... not annoying. This is gonna do a lot of damage. The Overture Bomb will detonate at an awkward time comparatively to the Buster, but this will probably put her below half in total. Yeah, barely. And I am down to 3 breakers, but I'll be fine. It's actually like the only fight that the only boss in the Bloody Palace that I actually have a tendency to do without getting hit. We're kind of seeing that. I say as I get hit. She actually does pull out a bunch of like difficult to dodge attacks if she stays alive for long enough for that. It's just that she never stays alive for long enough for me. Can I? Okay, yeah, she herself wasn't stunned, so I couldn't bust her, I think. Just the bird. And V through a rawhide? I guess. You know, no, I'm just gonna get rid of that.
Don't want to give up the ghost, do you? Why not?
Not quite. And this probably won't kill because she is in DT. Yeah, probably did about 200. She might. No. Yeah, this is kind of what I mean by she starts doing... Like, she doesn't use those projectiles in the early phase, and then if you kill her quick enough, you really just don't have to bother with them. Here we go. Easy boss. The next mission will have a substantially less easy boss. Mission 16 is probably one of the best missions in the game too. I get an 11. If in large part because they have two of the best bosses in the game as well as being proper missions. Like, I would say Mission 19 is up there too, but it is just a boss fight, even if it is a incredible boss fight. Alright, 16. This is another one I could probably just bring a bunch of Gerberas. The fight I'm worried about this mission is the last one, because it's 3 Death Scissors and a Fury. Which I want to have like a Gerber or 2 for that, I think. But until then... I should be able to make that work. Because most of the fights... Just trying to think about the fights that actually... This mission also has a split in it, but it's only the one, and it... I mean, it does make a bigger difference than the ones in Mission 15, though, but that's pretty much only because if I didn't already have everything, there's orb fragments down each path, but I have max health and DT, so that's not really a factor. So this room has nobodies, yeah. There's a room with Chaos, as if memory serves. The room before the Fury and Death Scissors has the Hells again. I'd appreciate if you didn't do that. So yeah. Then I think these two nobodies are all us there is in this fight. Hey, no, 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 goddammit. Oh, I thought that wasn't gonna connect. I'll take it. There we go. You can just kind of bully nobodies if they're alone, and part of that's just that as Nero, you can be pretty much constantly attacking. I mean, you can be constantly attacking as pretty much everyone, it's just a matter of how much thought you have to put into it. Dante, you're going to want to be switching weapons and shit a lot to keep up your style, but Nero, you can just kind of keep wailing on him. Yeah, this is the one with Chaoses. I do want to kill these Grampuses just so they don't heal the Chaoses. That's not really like a threat as much as it is just annoying. There we go. Now you two can't spin anymore. There's an enemy in DMC4 with a buster similar to that one, and I honestly feel like that one's more effective. I don't really like the buster that you do against Riots and Chaoses in this game. It just doesn't feel great. Frosts in 4, you spin them around a lot faster, and I feel like it's easier to like aim where you throw them into other enemies. Even though that doesn't do a whole lot of damage itself either. There, I was gonna say, you want to break? Because usually these things break pretty quickly if you do attacks that are kind of slamming down when they're knocked. Stuff like Hard Way, B combo, D combo, and Overture. So I kind of expected that to break faster. There we go. I pretty much always go across. This is the split. I pretty much always go across, so instead we're going to go down. I don't even remember what enemy formation's down here. Baphomets, okay. Because the other way is a Behemoth and a Queen of Pusa. Maybe I should use my arms. No, I wonder. I could hear a Behemoth, so you have to fight one of those regardless, huh? Okay, no, he does not detonate an impact, even though it's I figured as much since you don't throw him. But I was wondering if, since it's still one where you kind of send the enemy flying, if the Baphomets would detonate. You want to break? I guess I am attacking the side that's unarmored still, so the armor wouldn't break. He had to be a DT already. I am mildly concerned. There we go. It's wild to me that you can just parry them while they're floundering around. Hi! One of my dogs has decided it's time to fish for attention. How you doing, old man? Oh, yep. Hi. How you doing? Didn't expect you to be here. You got any else? Was it just the one? I mean, alright. I really did not expect that, but okay. Did I bring a second Buster Arm? I think I did. Because that would be for the Judecca. Alright, well, you know what? I think I'll save it for... see if I can land it on the Fury, which is not necessarily easy to do, but I find the easiest way to do that is to get it caught in the DT explosion. Still, you hit this guy with a normal Buster Arm attack, just not the breakage. Well, actually, the breakage might still... Sometimes, if you end a fight with it, it actually doesn't break the Buster Arm. He's in DT now anyway, so I don't know if I can really land it easily. No, I'm just gonna keep teleporting around too. That's what I mean by Judecas are just annoying as shit. Ow. Yeah, part of the reason why Cerberus is as threatening as he is on this difficulty is that you're pretty liable to take some hits before you get to him, and then on top of that, King Cerberus is one of the harder bosses in the game. Okay. Oh, there we go. Alright, that's the Fury. Just wiped out, and the Deathslickers are no threat. Alright, beautiful. Alright, I would argue that I hit him, but you say so, game. Alright, come on. Come on, take your time. No? Alright. I don't trust myself to parry this attack, so I'm just gonna hang around and hope I don't get whacked. Just land the Buster for good measure. Alright, that's that. Going into Cerberus with full health and DT, that's pretty good. Not usually doing that well in this mission. At least as Dante, and part of this is just that I am much worse as Dante than I am as Nero. I usually do get kind of fucked up by those two fights. Even though Dante probably has the easiest time fighting Furies because Ice Age is basically a free win against them. Alright, so Cerberus. Cerberus is chunky, so it'll take a while. I don't know if it's worth bringing, like, a Sweet Surrender just built into my normal loadout. I don't think I will. But I'm mostly going to be using, I think, Ragtimes and Overtures. because even if I bring a Buster Arm, the Buster against King Sorcery doesn't actually do that much. Start with the punchline. Yeah, I'll just have it be like that set of 3, and then maybe another punchline and a ragtime to end it off. Actually, no, I'll swap those. 2 ragtimes in a row and end it with a punchline so I can use that to ride around if I need to. Alright, big fella.
Come on.
Come on.
Why not?
Again. I thought I was high enough that that wouldn't hit. Great start. Still a better start than Mission 12 Eurozone, so. Part of the reason why I like this fight so much as Dante is that it's one of the fights where Balrog's Welter mode gets to shine, which is kind of the bob and weave move. Since you can get up at Cerberus' face in this phase and just kind of punch him, and then as he goes in for a swing, Welter mode it. That, or just use Royal Guard. That too. Alright, too late. I'm not gonna fish for that again. That does too much damage to be worth it. Is he gonna go into the ice phase already? Well. Kinda wish I had DT so I could showdown, but I'll take the Buster. Do a tangible chunk, just not that much. The main thing I'm concerned about for this fight is if he decides to go into DT, like, immediately. I've had him to go into DT at halfway before, which is gonna be rough if that happens again. I was almost too close. So, funny story about this move, actually. Never mind. If he goes, there's a different ice move that I thought he was gonna do, because it's a getaway move, more or less. But if he goes for it at some point, or if more so if I don't kill him before he gets a chance, I'm actually gonna tell a story about it. It's a short story. It's mostly just one of my many fuck-ups by using an armored move when I shouldn't. I don't even think it's worth going for shuffle on that one, because he pretty much goes over you. And if he hits, it just does a lot, so. Yep. I just skipped ice, huh? Alright. He's not in DT yet, which is nice. But I do think we're getting there. He's gonna pop it sooner rather than later. Oh. Yeah, there it is. Like, an interesting thing about this fight is that if you don't attack him in the heads, you do basically no damage. Like, you have to attack him straight on, because the rest of his skin is super... I guess it's like tough skin, you know? Like a lot of animals do have. So you have to attack him head on, which is nice. Thanks, Nico. I appreciate the support. We might just not see the move that I have a story about because I just keep doing enough damage he switches heads. Yeah. I had a bad feeling he was going to do something like that and I wasn't going to land it.
the whip. Let's get airborne. Take your time.
Yeah, alright, no, he's dead. So the story I was gonna tell, since we never got to see the attack, is that when he's in his ice phase, he has a sort of getaway attack where he summons a just metric shitload of icicles around him. One time I was doing this as Dante, and I decided, you know, Cavalier's armored, I'll just keep attacking him. I went from like 16 bars of health to dead in like a second. I got just shredded. Anyway, time for a fight that I have not been looking forward to. Mission 17 yours in is rough. Shit, okay. It's gonna take some thinking, because, like, I'll start with an over. Actually, no, I'll start with a Gerbera. Gerbera, then a Ragtime if I get to knock him down. Like, honestly, like, 8 Ragtimes would probably be my best bet for this fight, but I don't want to run with that, because that's, you know, a little bit. I'll bring a Sweet Surrender, just in case. I mean, that heal is not going to amount to much, but I just kind of want to have it for the sake of it. Because I think if I get to the point where I want to use the Sweet Surrender, I'm going to be pretty much dead anyway, so... Because this guy, especially late in the fight, boy does he hit. Alright. First attack of the fight and I got hit. I'm not good at yours in fights, believe it or not. This fight he primarily this fight is 3 very distinct phases that he switches at thirds of his health. Fucking alright, idiot. This first phase he mostly uses these magic attacks that we've seen in both fights prior, as well as his sick martial arts. I say sick, that's really just punching and kicking, which is probably mostly referential to Beowulf, but oh. Knocked down already. Getting close to phase switch, which I'm actually gonna want DT and Ragtime for. Just because this is one of the instances where I'll be able to get some free damage. Not a colossal amount, that was like 600. Like I said, this guy has 12,000 health, which is on the higher end for bosses to begin with. And on top of that, I swear to God, he has some kind of other damage reduction. Shit. Yeah, summon swords. What was I even shooting there? You know, I was probably shooting a summon sword, never mind. Answer my own question. I don't really want to get close when he uses those, because if I get juggled by those, that's a lot of damage. Fortunately, he does only use it in this phase, but third phase has other attacks that are extremely problematic. Oh, that is unfortunate. Okay, already in DT, huh? I get that I blow at this fight, but you didn't have to rub it in. The third phase is very, systematic when we get there. Like, he does pretty much the same thing, just kind of repeatedly, and you have to try and see what hits you can get in during that. Well, these first few phases are more kind of standard boss fights where he just does moves and you work around it. Pretty sure he takes like no damage from bullets, and I'm not sure if Nero's charge shot is exception to that. Because I've done a playthrough on Son of Sparta, not DMD. Shit. Where I was playing as Dante and I used exclusively guns and Royal Guard. And this fight took actual ages because I'm pretty sure this is bad. I'm pretty sure he takes reduced damage from guns. Okay. I'm gonna try and conserve DT for now so I can showdown him again. Okay, yeah, this is kind of what I mean by... $3,000 health left, huh? You know what? I'm gonna just get rid of Punchline. I'm sorry. Like, pretty much any of his melee attacks in this phase just hurt like hell, so I need to be exceedingly careful. Especially... Fuck. If I wasn't in DT, that would have been fucking horrid. Then this attack's its own thing. That uppercut might have killed, if I'm just gonna be straight. That probably could have killed, and then he resets the cycle, he does his lasers. After the second one, you can go in on him, he goes for punches and kicks for a bit, and then he'll do that charge up attack again. Alright, that was fast. Fuck, fuck. That's what I mean, that's what I was scared of. This might be it. Especially if that happens. Just landed on it. Yeah, and I'm not surprised that fight's where it ended. This is the hardest fight in the game for me, so I'm not surprised. Well, shit. Easy mode is now. Forgot I had that mod. Well, strictly speaking, that is it. I am dead. I'm gonna go fight Virgil. Just because I want to fight Virgil, I'm gonna go do that before I end the stream and probably go to sleep. Because Virgil's fun. We're not gonna see the night. I'm only gonna do the Mission 20 Virgil fight. I'm not gonna do both 19 and 20. But yeah, oh, I'm not surprised that yours in 17 did me in. That fight is fucking rough. That, like, my first playthrough, that is... My first DMD playthrough, I should say, that is the fight that took me the most attempts. Because he just is so durable, and especially when he goes into DT as early as he did there. The halfway point, like, that's remarkably early. That just makes it a real pain in the ass to take care of him, then his attacks just do so much. Nice whiff. Fucking charge shot. Silver Bullet is just it's a great final boss's theme. This final boss is just great in general. It's not as hard as the Mission 19 fight, but still very good. That's it, the 19 fight is also just brutal. Nice whiff. Alright, this is risky, but I'm absolutely gonna go for the Flyby Buster. Come on, bitch. Oh yeah. That's what you like to see. I'll say, as much as it sucks that yours did me in, it is extremely cathartic to go from that to a fight that I know like the back of my hand. Alright, Doppel's back. The great thing about playing as Nero against Virgil is that it's much easier to get rid of the Doppelganger because you just hit it with a level 3 charge shot and it's gone. Yep, yep.
Let's get in.
That's... Alright, if I had brought like an overture and stuck a bomb on him, that would have done. The great thing about that is that... Fucking charge shot. Is that if you have an overture bomb on the Doppelganger, it detonates when you slam them together, and that fucking just kills them, and that does even more damage. I believe with Divergence, this credit sequence breaks, so I'm just gonna skip it, unfortunately. Actually, you know, I'll do the Dante one for a bit, just so there's some Dante gameplay. Here's the Wacky Pizza Hayman. Fucking, alright. I think there's a behemoth that spawns at some point, and I'll probably go until there. Good job. There's the behemoth once it's dead. End it with a judgment and then call it. It does suck that 17 years and did me in, just because that is so close to the end of the game, but I fucking suck at that fight, just straight up. I am not good against him. Well, I mean, especially sucks with how clutch the Mission 12 fight is, but was. But happens. Alright, well. Disappointing, but not an unexpected outcome. I'm gonna, I guess, go to sleep earlier than I was planning on it. So, night all. Hope you enjoyed my disappointing failure. And, where's Firefox?